So the first thing you're going to do is attach your binding to the quilt. And so my binding strip is cut to 2.5 inches wide, and then it's pressed in half, so folded in half. Wrong sides are together, right sides are facing out. And you want to press it so it keeps it nice and straight. You have a nice edge. And then you want to line up your raw edge of the binding strip to the outside edge of the quilt. You're going to take a larger stitch, around a 3. You can use a walking foot, or if that is easier, but then you just want to stitch the binding to the quilt all the way around. Then I'm going to do some shifting. The quilt is going to be heavy, so if you can keep it up on something while you're doing this, it really does help. So I'm coming up on a corner here, so we'll show you how to do the corners. When I get to the corner end, I'm going to stop with a stop a 1/4 inch from the edge. I'm going to take one back stitch, a couple back stitches, and then I am going to lift my needle, and I'm going to remove the quilt pieces. So now I'm going to fold the binding back so it is at an angle, a 45-degree angle on the corner. And then while holding my fingers along the edge of the quilt, I'm going to fold the binding back over. And I can use some pins or clips if I need. And then I'm going to give it kind of a good finger press right now, and then shift it back under my needle. I'm going to make sure that when I start my stitch, it's going to be a 1/4 inch from that edge, just as like when I stopped. So I'm going to take a couple stitches, and then I'm going to back stitch a couple, and then move forward. If you can, leave your needle in the down position when you're shifting the quilt around. It helps secure it and keep it straight, and your seams and everything will keep together. Then I'm just going to continue around the quilt until it is totally done. All right, for this next step, we are going to be taking the binding that we just sewn on, and we are going to be pulling it and putting it to the back, but we will need to be securing that as well. You're going to need a couple supplies. Flathead pins work the best, and really long pins are perfect for this. So that is the best one to use. It stays flat against the sewing machine plate, and then it's long enough that the needle won't catch the head, but it still secures your fabric. You can also use clips if you want, but I'm going to keep with the pins. Also, you're going to pay attention to the thread that you use. So your top thread needs to match the majority of the fabric on the top. So mine is white, so I'm going to use white. And then your bobbin thread needs to match your binding. The easiest thing I have found with binding a large quilt like this is to do smaller sections at a time, instead of having all those pins sticking straight out and jabbing everything. I'm just going to work a section at a time. So you'll want to make sure that when you fold this binding over, you give it a little pull to make sure that you don't have any excess folded over on the front, because after you sew it, it kind of relaxes and stays a little loose. So you'll want to make sure you kind of tug it a little bit before pulling it over, so there isn't any extra folds in the back side. So once I've done that, I'm going to fold my binding down on top. I've got a little bit of bulk right there. And you're going to be able to see the seam line that you made earlier when stitching your binding down. Your binding needs to come past this stitch line because you're going to be sewing very close to this, but it needs to catch the binding. So we are going to fold it to that sew line, and then we are going to give it a little pull, 1/8 of an inch longer, and then secure it with a pin. The pin can go in the one end and then just stick right outside the other. You'll want to make sure that your pin head is far away from your stitch edge, if as possible, so you don't catch it with your needle. In between the pins, you can go ahead and pin additional pins if you need to keep it secure. I wouldn't recommend big spacing between these. You need to have them hold that binding down in place pretty well. So I'm going to move along again, just pulling it a little bit and then placing that binding edge 1/8 of an inch past that stitch line and then sticking my needle through. I'm going to scoot it just a little bit, but you do have to be careful of all those pins jabbing out, and then add a couple more. When I've got a good length down, I think about 10 pins, I can go ahead and start sewing. So I've just got a couple more to place and then we'll sew. All right, now I have all my pins in place. I'm going to turn it under and I'm going to stitch on the top. So what we're going to do is stitch right in the ditch of the binding and the top of the quilt. So you can see I've done a little bit previous, and you can just barely see that stitch line. It's going to be hidden in the quilt. And then on the back side, you can see that the green stitching has just caught the edge of that binding. So that's what we like to see. So we are going to put this under the needle and continue on. Before taking your first stitch, I would suggest playing with the needle and using your wheel and not the pedal to make sure you're in the right place when you are stitching in the ditch. Right where you want to. Then we're going to just continue on. Leave your needle in the down position before making any kind of pivots or adjustments, and then continuing on. It's kind of slow and steady. I'm almost to the end of my pins. And you want to go slow around the needles or the pins as well. Make sure that you don't catch them. So now that I have got that all sewn down, I will cut my thread and pull it out so we can show it. So I can keep my needle in the down position and then just pull a little bit further forward and then remove my pins and then putting them into place again and then continuing on. So you do not need to remove your needle or the binding every time you stop. So this is what the back looks like. That's probably where I started, I believe. So I've caught all the binding on the back side here, and then my stitch is hidden on the front. So it looks really good. I know my pins are long and the head is not going to be in the way. So I'm just going to continue along right in that ditch. So I'm going to make one edge straight, either the top edge or the bottom, it doesn't matter, so that it makes this corner miter. So you have kind of a triangle shape. Then what you're going to do is hold that miter and then kind of pinch it down, making sure again that your binding is past that seam line, so when you stitch it down it will catch it. So I'm going to put this down, back down on the plate here. Then when I pin it, I'm just going to make sure that I get both binding, and then just send a pin straight through. So now those are ready to